Okay, let's do this. It's going to be a little bit on the fly. I didn't practice as much as I wanted to. But chapter 11, the gerund, starting with that. I'm actually going to jump a little bit down here before I come back up to these verb classifications. So the gerund is basically a way of saying having done this and that, or he or she having, in this case, having come somewhere, or having met someone, or being sick. Then XYZ. So Hikimu meteto. This is an example of the gerund tense. Nadanit kaset in bohala, but anta shalonya. I feel better since the doctor came and gave me some medicine. So that's the idea of what this section is going to be about. Again, it's tenseless and carries that sense of having done so and so, and on doing so and so. Meaning tenseless, it doesn't really have a future or past connotation, which is kind of weird, but I guess accurate in this sense. I guess you can say having done something for the future or kind of past, or maybe it's just inherently past. I don't really know. Anyway, then I would jump back here to then talk about, okay, how do we get the gerund tense? So starting off, there are different types of verb classifications. There's type A and type B. I don't like how the book really broke it down here, so I'm going to kind of have my gerund breakdown thing here. But starting off with the classifications, so they call them either 3 verb or 2 verb radicals, and there's type A and type B. 3 versus 2 is pretty dumb. It just counts the number of consonants in the word that are not the M at the beginning of the word, or the T at the end of the word. So this one has 1, 2, 3 consonants. Remember, T does not a T at the end, so it's called a 3 radical. Fellig, F. There's 2 L's here, but it just counts as 1. G. So 1, 2, 3. Boom. 3. 3 radical verb. For 2 radical verbs, same idea. 1, 2. Remember, the T at the end doesn't count. Even if it's glottalized like it is here, it doesn't count. So this is a 2 radical verb. 1, 2. So type A versus type B. So it just depends on if there's a vowel in between the 1 and the 2 radicals. So here, there isn't one, so it's type A. Here, there is one, so it's type B. Here, there isn't one. Here, there isn't one, so they're both type A. Here, there is one. There's an E here. There's an E here, so it's type B. So that is basically what this is saying. The breakdown of how the gerund forms. So for both the A's, 3 and 2, they follow the same system. They gain an E between the first 2 radicals, and it loses the vowel before the ending. Always keep the T, and that's true for every single one of these situations. So, look at the A here. This is a 2 radical verb. So these are the 2. Again, there's no vowel between them. Boom, it's going to get a vowel here. Well, I guess this is the shortened perfective. It's trying to show that the shortened perfective and gerund are very similar. But boom, there's a vowel here. The vowel here is removed, is what I was trying to say, and loses the vowel before the ending consonant. The ending consonant is T. There's that A. Boom, it's gone. And then the O is the added on suffix in order to indicate who has done the thing. I guess, if that makes sense. It doesn't make more sense anyway. We can do it for the 3 radical verb. 1, 2, 3. Right in between the 2. Now there's going to be an E. Boom. This is the vowel in between before the last consonant. It's going to get removed. So Negro. Boom. That's how we get here. If this is a 3 radical verb, actually I forgot to mention for type B's. No, I haven't even talked about. I was just talking about A's. Okay, cool. So for type B, all you do is you add an I before the last consonant. So mefellig, this is E, is going to become an I. Again, you just chop off the ME like you always do for, even in this case, you chop off the ME, all that, it gets chopped off. That's just kind of standard for conjugation. I get a kitty in a second. So you're left with fellig, change the last E to an I, boom, fellig. Same here, metetat, just make it tetat, and then remember, take this A, turn it into an I, tetit, and then you go. Malayet, change this to an I, or you add an I even. Layet, right, okay, so that's what it is. So that's how you get the gerunds. And then the exception, right? So for first person singular, it is affected by the 8 palatal constant rule, which is very annoying. But basically, if the word ends in either a T, D, glottalized T, S, or Z, then its gerund is going to change. So the example is megbot, which I think is actually down here. So megbot is like this. M-E-G, sorry, this isn't actually here. M-E-G-B-A-T. So I think this is a 2 radical, and it's a type A. So basically, it's going to add an E here. It's going to remove this vowel here. And this T, because it's one of the ending palatal consonants, is beginning to become a CH. So we come down here, E is added. Oh, I mean, it's an exception also because like there's going to be an I added, I think, is the other part of it, right? I'm trying to find this section where it talks about like, where it explains that. Anyway, doesn't matter. You had the I, you probably can't even really hear it, to be honest, but you just make it a CH. Like, yeah, who cares about the I? You can't even really hear it anyway. You just turn it into a CH, and then you just add the suffix. And I can actually finally, I guess, jump down to the suffixes. So this is the palatal consonant section. I wish I could try, maybe if I skim the book really quickly and find the section that talks about, except for the first person singular, yeah. In the first person singular, the last consonant is doubled. That doesn't matter. Yeah, I think I wrote that somewhere here. But when speaking, you can't tell, so just ignore that. I guess if you see it like this, that's why it's all of a sudden doubled. And the last consonant is one of the 8 palatal or alveolar consonants. The letters are placed by the corresponding palatal consonant. Yeah, so it becomes T becomes CH. The CC is meant to be a CH. So Gevich A, I having enter. Metet at ends with a T. So for the first person singular, it's Detich A. So I having drunk. So you're starting to see some of the endings already, but I'll just, jump down here. I don't know where the book, maybe the book went up here and showed them. Yeah, it did. So these are the actual endings. So first person singular ends with E, EH, EHS for you male, and then you female respectively. Third person male, so he or it, O. Third person female, she, plural, EN, y'all, like talking to you all, achuhu, and they is EU. So it's nice because they all have this E coming before it, except for A for third person feminine, and achuhu, which kind of makes sense. Otherwise, it's going to have this EU ending, and this E in between the, I guess, ending consonant, if that makes sense. And this is kind of a unique system. I just wanted to point out that like it's not really similar to the other endings. I think the most similar would be the verb suffix pronouns. Oh my gosh, I didn't even put them. What am I doing? Okay, I think I have the verb suffix pronouns here actually, so let me just go ahead and fix this. I'd say it's probably most similar to these, but still pretty unique. It is such, yeah, stuff to organize all this stuff. Anyway, yeah. To make it negative, you just add an AL and M in front of it. So for I having wanted, al fellegem is I having not wanted. Al negrom, he having not wanted. Al fellegom, he having not wanted. Al fellegeptom, he having not wanted. Very rarely used, so basically don't even worry about this. I wouldn't even try to learn it. Malet. This is an important irregular because it means to say. It's very common. So it doesn't follow the rules above. It just has its own separate thing of BA for I having said, bella you having said, bellesh you female having said, bello he having said, bella she having said, bellin we having said, bellachuhu you all having said, and bello they having said. It looks very similar to like meblat, I would say, but I guess depending on context, you can help delineate if it's talking about like someone eating something or someone saying something. And this kind of leads into the an important usage of it is quoting someone. So if you're saying someone said this, you would use these right after the quote, depending on who said the quote, and then you would say kind of like who said that thing to who, and it's most likely going to be, I guess, yourself. So the example is almet billo. So almet is I will not come. Billo means that he said it, and then negrein means that he told it to me. Ihralo billa, like I will go. This is what she said, and then she told me. To be honest, I feel like I've heard people leave out the negrein and negrechin part, but if you hear that, that's what they're doing. I guess they're trying to help emphasize the fact that they're quoting someone. So that's quoting, and then the last part of the gerund, I believe. Let me not jinx myself. Yes, the last part is the verb suffix pronouns. So those are going to go, actually, let me not get confused. I think you just add it to the end. Yeah, you basically just add them to the end. Here are the verb suffix pronouns. H after vowels, N for yourself, EN after consonants, just the thing by itself, A after consonants H for you male, you female. I don't even like artificial tense. I just ignore it. Him, which can be W or T, which has its own dumb thing. At for her, the same. N, different if it's ends with the vowel. Achuhu, no matter what. Acho. Um, so looking at all these are examples of felligi. So I having wanted you male. Felligehe, felligish. I'm gonna skip this because it's you polite. Felligo, I having wanted it or him. Felligiat. This Y thing is like I think one of the vowel glide things or whatever. I would just I don't care. Like, pronouncing it like with or without the Y, I don't think will make a difference. So felligiat, I would just say I haven't wanted her. Felligiachuhu, I haven't wanted you all. Felligiacho, I haven't wanted them. And here that list continues with different what's the word I'm looking for? Situations. So this is like saying like you male having wanted and then the conjugations around it. And again, some of them don't make sense. Like what's missing here? You all. You can't really say like you male having wanted y'all is a little weird. You can't say that. And then that just kind of continues to go on. Yeah, this is the EY thing. Yeah, that I mentioned, like the glide. I would just I just wouldn't even worry about it. Agin chat. I said you. Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about it. Let me let Katie in. Come on, Katie, hurry. Okay, back. So really complicated. These are meant to be a ton of practice problems, or not practice problems, I guess practice sentences to use, but they're not verified, so I don't really want to go through any of them. This is a really important section for understanding Amharic because people use this thing a lot, like a lot. So maybe not speaking it. I guess you kind of have to learn how to say it, I guess, to understand it. That'd be like the easiest way. Anyway, continuing on. Present perfect. Extremely common conjugation used. So it basically just means like I, he, she have done something. I just kind of interpret it as this being the recent past. It's basically very similar to the perfective tense. I think it even probably says that, yeah, the present perfect in Amharic is virtually interchangeable with the perfective. There's no significant difference in meaning, like hede versus his hedwal, which will be explained in a bit. In my opinion, this is more like recent past, and then perfective can either be used for the recent past or like a million years ago. So it's like kind of like an all rectangles are squares or something, or not all squares are rectangles. I hope I'm remembering that one correctly. It doesn't matter. So how do you make them? So basically, you just take the gerund for the I, he, she, whatever it is, and then you add al to the end. The two exceptions are I and she, third person female. So looking here, fellige, and then you just add al to it, and then it's like, you male had wanted. And it's basically the same as if you said fellige, like he had or you male had wanted, you wanted or something. Pretty much the same. I'd say more recent past. Very common, people use this all the time. Fellige shal, fellige goal. This is kind of like, I guess, a weirder one because, the O ending kind of requires you to put this W before the AL. So fellige goal. Fellegalich. Oh, this is third person female, sorry. This is actually just you all, what I pointed to. And then this is us, fellegen, at the al. Yeah. So this is an exception because you're not just adding al, basically. You're adding allo and you're adding allich to the thing. So this already ends like fellega. So you could put two A's here if it helps you like understand it, but you can just combine them into one A. Fellegalich, boom, done. This one is annoying because it has this like palative glide thing, but I would just kind of think of saying fellegiallo. I don't know. Yeah, just that. And then if it's like Megbot, right, which had the Gebiche situation, which I can come back up to, where the T had to become a CH because it had an ending palatal constant. um, it'd be gebichallo. So like this allo ending is added to gebiche. So it's gebichallo. It sounds kind of similar to like ch endings for she perfective. So like bellach or tetach or hedich, because that ch is kind of very often in my head think of like um, third person female for she stuff. But no, it's actually saying I have done something. Another example is like megzat. You would say gezachallo for like I just recently bought something, or you could say gezal for I bought something, and they both work very similar. Um, yeah, here's another example word meneged. I'm just gonna kind of skip past that. Verb suffix pronouns in this situation. Um, where would you put them? Oh, you put them before the al. So the book I think should have put more examples. They put like a little one here, kabeden ayatwal. So I'm gonna kind of go over to here. The word is mayat, and already the book picked an awful example word because this whole like two, three radical verb thing I mentioned in the beginning. This is a verb that doesn't follow that. It's an ma verb. The ones above, if I'll just scroll back up really quickly. Oh, I scrolled way too far. Um, they were MEs, and I'm just trying to show that really quickly. Oh my gosh, I went to chapter 12. All right, let me just do this. Let me not be too crazy. Yeah, these are MEs. And I think I even took a picture of the chapter, like chapter 15 A verbs, madir, maref, mamim, maz, and they have like a different system. So I explained it in this like big chunk of text. I'm just gonna kind of skip over. It gets chopped up to ait, like that's what the gerund stem becomes. Um, and then if we come back down here to the kebedin ayat owal or something, um, yeah, ayat ehe. So you, we're kind of like talking to someone, and then the W indicating who we're kind of saying that we think he saw comes before the al. So ayat awal, like have you seen kebeda, if that makes sense. So I try to come up with my own examples. So ayat owal, like he having seen him. So this would mean like he having seen. This W coming right before the al means he having seen him. And yeah, I do need to get these verified, so this could be wrong. I picked one of first person to show you like how it's annoying. The al is technically here, so you're gonna say ayatwa lo for like I having seen him. So the W like here comes after the thing that indicates like who was doing the action, but here it's gonna come before first person singular, and that should also be the case for third person feminine because again, you're gonna put alech and allo, and um, yeah, that's just gonna kind of like mess up the thing. Actually, maybe a better way of putting this would be saying like ayete wallo. That might be a better way. So another example, ayaten ihe. This would be coming like we haven't seen you or something like we haven't seen. This is the you male. Would be kind of the translation for that. You need more context. You can't just say these by themselves. By the way, you need more context around them. I'm just keeping them here in an isolated situation to kind of simplify them. And then I at chuhu at al. So you all having seen her, you all having seen her. Hopefully those are correct. I'm not 100% sure. And again, here are the verb suffix pronouns just underneath to help. Yeah. Actually, on the MA verbs, there are, I mean, I didn't want to explain all of it, but it's a type A thing. It doesn't follow the first, second counting. It actually counts M as a first radical now, so this becomes 2 and this becomes 3. And yeah, I kind of want to, maybe I can come down here and show. Yeah, like look, this becomes 2 and 3. So this is counting as like 1 is how I interpreted it. Like, what's the word it's indicating here? So like mader, right? 2, 3. Really weird. It does it like that, but you know, whatever. Um, yeah, I don't even know about the like adderal. Like, I don't even know what would go on with that. Um, so yeah, I'm just not gonna worry. I guess I do need to worry about it, right? Because like maseb is like a common word. Um, wow. So like, in the gerund, it would be like asib or something. Yeah, because imperfective keeps that I thing. That's kind of mentioned for type B verbs because the short imperfective kind of becomes the imperfective, and the short imperfective and the gerund are very similar. At least in the beginning, like you take off this y, you take off this al ending. That would be the short imperfective. I'm pretty sure for these two words. So, which would also actually end up being the gerund. So asib, and then maybe asibe is like I having thought. Yeah, it's just very annoying. Yeah, but type B's I think are same idea. Actually, I don't remember how type B's are classified. The type B has two consonants. Okay, so it has a double here, and that makes it a type B. What does confuse me is, oh, I'm tripping. Oh, these are the imperfective. That's why they look so much different. Like the L here isn't, that's, yeah, this is the infinitive. The infinitive is what matters for this counting thing, not this. Okay, thank God. So 1, 2, yeah, okay. Or 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, and then 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. And that makes them type B, and then they follow the rules of the type B's that I mentioned, I think, all the way up here, and highlighted to try and, kind of show that they're following the same system. Ugh. Okay. This is also another chapter that explains why it goes from meffeleg, which has felleg, which would be kind of used for like the perfective modifications, and why it becomes fellig, not eg. But I'm just gonna skip past that because you could just get by with this rule up here. Past perfect. Somewhat easy. You take the gerund and you just add neber to it, and then it becomes I had wanted, or I had blank, or whatever. What's funny is that neber, I think it mentions it here. Neber means like was, actually, like yeah, neber means was, but in this situation it is used like had as in English. So it's kind of weird in that case, but otherwise pretty simple to use. And it's used for 4 situations, and I would actually memorize these and practice speaking with them. So and that way, if you can say them, it's easier to identify them. That's why I would say that. So the first situation would be to say I was going to, but then something happened. So memtat, so to come. Veligi neber, I had wanted to come, but it was cold, right? I wanted to come, but it was cold. Yeah. To say I, he, she, whatever, had already. So kebeda is the person here, but metagize, by the time kebeda came, lemma hedo neber. So this is the, I don't even remember what they're called, past perfect, like he had like gone, basically. By the time he came here, yeah, lemma had gone. Describe an action that took place when someone wasn't there. This is kind of tough, but arat, this is sa'at, so it's supposed to be by like at 4 o'clock. Or so, and this is you polite, and I don't care about you polite. Lamayat metach neber. This is the one that you like. I had come to see you, or so. Is he this like you form polite? Neged again al neberam. However, you weren't there. This is they, but because you're trying to be polite, you're saying it like them. I had come to see you at 4 o'clock, but you were not there. We can even come down here. I had come to see you at 4 o'clock, but you were not there. Yeah. In the last situation, describe an action that occurred in the distant past. So, ka'asar amet befit. So, 10 years ago, in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa was agin yeche. So, this is about me. I having seen him, numbered. So, I had seen him 10 years ago in Ethiopia. Or, agin, yeah, magnet is more like found. I had found him 10 years ago in Addis Ababa. I had met you in Addis Ababa 10 years ago. Yeah, I had found met, same idea. To make it negative past perfective, super weird. Maybe a negative past perfect is what I meant to say, but kind of a spoiler for our head. You don't do anything with the gerund. You use the negative perfective and then add neber. So like al hedum is like I did not go, and then neber. So I had not gone. Would be like, yeah, I had not gone. Al fellegem neber. He had not wanted. So this is the perfective. It's not actually the gerund. And I should have put examples of the perfective endings here. And I'll get back to that in a second. Actually, maybe I can just copy. Perfective tense endings. Do this. Copy. Boom, boom. Yeah, these are the perfective tense endings. And I guess what I really need is the negative perfective tense endings, which I don't know if I have here in the cheat sheet. I do. Yeah, awesome. Whoa, don't do that. So yeah, I can look here for the negative perfective tense. Alpha legahum, alpha legahim, alpha legashim, alpha legim. So idea. Use that al to the perfectives here. Al prefix m suffix. Imperfect past. So the last one, I was something, right? You just take the shortened perfective and add neber to it, but you're not using like the full you're not making it like future tense, which is imperfective. You're just using the shortened perfective and then adding neber. So like ehid neber, I was going, and tehid neber is I think you were going. Tehij neber. Again, this is the 8 palatal constant thing being effective for you female. The D becomes a J. Tehij neber. You used to go, you would have gone, blah, blah, blah. Well, actually, I should maybe come over here and see what the official translation suggestion is. A habitual action or state in the past that corresponds roughly to continuous past or past progressive in English was doing so and so, used to do so and so. I was running, or I was going, or we had I used to, blank. And these are really like I, he, she, that's whoever was doing it. I'll just leave that for right now. I won't kill too much time. So yeah, I guess you just have to memorize the shortened perfectives and practice those. And then to make them negative, kind of simple, you just add a and to make negative, just use negative prefixes for shortened perfective and add neber. Right. You use negative prefixes for shortened perfective, and it's not just al like for perfective. It changes depending on the situation. Like I is al, at, he is I, and they is I. And then negative prefixes and suffixes. You do need suffixes. You need the M at the end. Al hedim neber. Wow, that's so crazy. At hedim neber, I guess, is like you male are not going. The shortened perfective is like this hid part. That is, tehid part right here. Tehedji, this would be the shortened perfective of the you female. Wow. Hidem. Yeah, I forgot they look the same. The shortened perfective. Yeah. Yeah, and then athidum, anhidum, athidum, ahidum, neber. Yeah, I guess you just gotta memorize those. So hopefully this was somewhat helpful.